Welcome to Strong in the Broken Places. My name is Jeffrey Reuter. If you like what you're hearing and seeing at Strong in the Broken Places, then subscribe, like, and share it with a friend. Before I really get started in today's subject, I would like to bring this up. And this is a concern because some people have voiced their opinion to me about this. And they're talking about the little distractions, the birds, the traffic, or this or that. For the most part, I have very little control of my outside surroundings just simply because I don't have my own studio. So sometimes there is traffic, sometimes there are birds. And Saturday when I was recording the clip in the garden that I was at with the tree and the bicycle, I had just gotten the bicycle and I was talking about taking a break. I discovered where I was at. I was in a botanical garden. And when I recorded the first clip, a crow landed right next to me and it kept going, quaw, quaw, quaw. And I'm going like, I felt like I was in a Game of Thrones novel. So I was able to chase that bird away. But for the most part, the birds and the traffic, I have very little control over. So that is just something until I'm better situated. That's just something we're just going to have to deal with until we can get to where we need to be. And that's what we do. We work with what we have within the parameters that we have, within the boundaries that we have, and we keep it moving forward. Because eventually, with consistency and discipline and perseverance and just doing it, we'll get to that better spot. And we will get to that better spot. So on to the topic for today. Digging holes. We're going to talk about digging holes. And when we find ourselves in a hole, what should we do? So the first question is, how do we dig holes for ourselves? When I'm in a hole, I'm usually broken. There's usually something going on. And there's all kinds of different holes I can find myself in. Or sometimes I'm in one really big hole with a lot of stuff going on inside those holes. So here's the thing. When you're digging holes, you have to first be able to recognize, hey, I'm in a hole. What's going on here? And how are some of the ways we dig holes for ourselves? We dig holes for ourselves in our addiction, and I was really bad with that. One day I'm going to have to tell you the story about that. We dig holes with our debt. We dig holes with pornography and gambling and overeating and staying in toxic relationships. There's just a million different ways we dig holes and find ourselves in holes. So the first thing we need to do is we need to recognize, hey, I'm in a hole. And then we have to identify exactly how we're in that hole. What is the shovel that I keep using to dig this hole in? So I got to recognize, what type of shovel am I using? Is it the shovel of addiction? Is it the shovel of overeating? Is it the shovel of feeling sorry for myself? Is it the shovel of I'm comparing myself and I'm so focused on what other people are doing that I'm not paying attention to myself? Or maybe it's because I don't want to pay attention to myself because I know I'm in that bad spot. So there's all kinds of different ways that we find ourselves in a hole. So let's do this. Let's keep this one moving today. So the number one law of holes is this, is we just simply want to stop digging. That's it. Just stop digging. Identify you're in a hole and stop digging. So today, this is what I want you to do today. If you're in a hole and you know you're in a hole, stop digging. Identify where you're at. Or if you don't even want to admit that you're in a hole, the first step is this. And this is the first step in anything, is first we got to admit this stuff. We just got to admit it. There's a lot of strength in making yourself vulnerable. People who make themselves vulnerable, people who admit to their weaknesses, aren't weak people. It actually takes a lot of courage and it takes a lot of strength to admit, hey, I got a problem. Hey, I'm in a hole. Hey, this is what's going on in my life. I need help. So just, even if it's to yourself, just recognize that, hey, there might be something going on here. I'm in a hole. I need help. Recognize that. Identify exactly what the issue is. We can't solve problems until we identify what's going on. And then just simply stop digging. I really enjoy my time with you. Be strong in your broken places, and we'll talk again here really soon.